Greetings, everybody. I am the Starving Martian, and welcome back. Today we are taking a look at Mars Attacks, the Art of the Movie. This is part 2 of our look at this amazing behind-the-scenes book of everybody's favorite Mars-based comedy slash action slash sci-fi slash whatever else movie. And so let's dive right into it. Last time around, we only got about 3 chapters, 30 pages in, and nobody wants to make this a 6-part video. So let's get to chapter 3. Are we on 4? I don't know, but I will warn you. That our next chapter includes quite a bit of Martian nudity. So. Nothing graphic, but still, if this is the sort of thing that offends you, if you cannot see the beauty in the Martian body, then click away now. You have been warned. So, Chapter 4, Puppets from Mars. And I rather like that title. I would watch a movie called Puppets from Mars. And here we are. Another nice 8x11 image of a Martian here. Now, you might have noticed, but my little avatar, the Starving Martian avatar, is of a shirtless Martian. I went with the name Starving Martian for a few reasons. One of them being that without their spacesuits on, these guys are all rib cage and everything. So it just seemed like an appropriate moniker. So, here's a good image of one with his beady red eyes, and I don't know what he's screaming about. You ever notice how long their fingers are? Those are some long fingers. Alright, so here we got some production sketches of the Martian skeleton. This would not be a an anatomical skeleton, but rather the framework inside the puppet, and here's what the actual thing looks like finished. Here's an early prototype of the Martian spacesuit. And the Martian Within. Ooh, that's another good movie title, isn't it? The Martian Within. Maybe we'll use these as subtitles for Mars Attacks too. Here's some of the models that were used. Alright, panning down. Some more sculpts, some busts. And a desktop just full of little Martian figurines. And who amongst us wouldn't love a desktop full of Martian figurines? If you would not love a desktop full of Martian figurines, you're watching the wrong video, my friend. I like to think the halls of Martian Congress, have these things set up, and they would all know instantly who these people represent. Here's that famous Martian anatomy chart that's actually pulled out and used in the film. The famous crawling hand of death. Oh, and here's a Martian, I guess, with an exploded brain. But the way his eyes are rolled up, he looks more annoyed than any... Oh, my head collapsed again. For crying out loud. And here's a nice screamy Martian face. I do quite like this picture. Let's hold on it for a minute and see if I'm given the option to use this as a thumbnail. It's a pretty good image. Alright, long enough. Moving on. Bunch of good old Martians having a good time. Down at the barn or whatever. And, same Martians, sans clothing. So, yeah, we don't want to know what kind of party is going on now. front and back of a naked Martian, because why not? And this guy here, you don't want to know where that pole's going up to. There's a mischievous face. And that looks painful. This guy looks very sunburnt. Guy here has got a tongue, but still lacking eyes, it looks like. Here we are spray painting some finer details. Various expressions and moods of a Martian. And I love the way this guy seems to be waving to the camera. Hey guys! Just getting my suit fitted, I'll be with you in a minute. It's one of the molds that was used to create the Martians. And here we are getting chummy with the enemy. I'll leave it to you to decide which one is the enemy. Good old sticky Martian brain fluid material. And a nice black and white alien autopsy. Here we have the world's least lucky Chihuahua. Email page, there we go. And heaps of Martian bodies piled up. And here's a Martian running for office. I'd vote for him. Let's face it, we've had worse. Chapter 5 is a low-concept approach to design. So here we see a bunch of Martians in the background, panning down a giant robot, which looks like a cardboard stand-up. And some initial sketches of those robots. I did very much like the robots in the movie. It was another disappointment in the trading card series, and one based on the movie, is that they didn't have any with the robots. Here's that crawling hand of doom again. And I like the way they detailed out how the spine bit curves, how it can strike straight down. Even add a little bit of a gore effect there. Here's an item you see inside the Martian spaceship. It's a prototype of the Addams Family thing. Some more prototypes. And we see that these ray guns made it to the screen almost exactly as they were drawn. Here's Soundwave from just the Decepticons. Hi, Soundwave. A little Martian embryo, I think, floating in there. It's weird. Various Martian doodads. Gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Concept arts, again, of Mars, missile base. And these are from the storyboards. So, you see when her head is brought out in the jar so she could see her dog's head on her own body. How that was storyboarded out. Here's the apparatus that keeps Pierce Bronson's head alive. It's got a little drinking straw. I don't know. Maybe that's for breathing, I would assume. Here's again a sketch of the human-dog hybrid. You can see this sketch of her, by the way, has a radically different hairstyle than she ended up having in the scene. And here we are pretending that our head is discombobulated. And that's where baloney comes from. Now you know. Speaking of strange things with heads, look at this Martian here. His brain skull seems more elongated than we're used to. But it's a pretty wicked design. Some more down here. Sketches of the interior of the ship. And now some of the actual models used for the interior of the ship. So you can see there's a lot going on inside that ship. You really have to pause the movie and look at some of these things, otherwise they just flash by. Some more sketches of the ship interior. That's a pretty high seat that he's got there. The most detailed picture in the entire book. Honestly, I don't even know what that is. I know this is the interior of the ship, but it looks like a crown. And some blueprints. So if you want to build your own Martian spaceship, here you go. Nice shots. The Martian leader seats. Although his outfit's radically different here. He's got like this high-collared jumpsuit look going on, which is actually kind of cool. I could get behind that. I could dig that. Some floating chair designs, very Jetsons-y, if that's a word. This one here I wouldn't sit on because it looks like a barbecue grill. Be some size comparisons to a Martian along with some of the equipment in the ship. And kind of death spear of doom. I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. I would use that. I don't even want to know what's going on here. This is some kind of bizarre Martian acrobatics or something, or Martian torture device, or Martian... I don't even want to guess. But here's the coolest Martian recliner chair in the history of ever. Me wants. So as you can see, not all of these designs, these three in particular, were never used in the movie. But it's cool that they exist, and this is the only place we're going to find their images in this book here. And that's all the time we have for today, so we'll pick up next time with all the President's Little Green Men. But until then, this has been the Starving Martian. Hoping you guys enjoyed this look at some of the behind-the-scenes production photos and sketches and the art of Mars Attacks. So we'll catch up with you before too long with part 3. But until then, as always, keep watching the skies.